A 95%? Yes!
Hey man, nice one.
I didn't even study. I studied 3 hours for this and he just wings it? Why even bother? She's so pretty. Her life seems so perfect and easy. Why can't I be like that? I know I'm not alone in feeling this way because you've told me about how you feel like giving up after someone achieves more than you with less effort. You may feel the constant pressure of competition. And you might have thought that since I got into Caltech while playing varsity sports and getting enough sleep, that I must be the prodigy that others are jealous of. This could not be farther from the truth. Since elementary school, I was comparing myself to a guy that always seemed to get everything way more easily than me. He was like an actual genius. Let's call him Joe. Joe the genius. I was basically like Hermione from book 5 of Harry Potter, trying so hard following the instructions, while Joe, Harry over here, outshines me by barely trying. But with reflection, I learned that it's so silly, right? Who cares if they got a 99%? I got a 95% and I wouldn't have gotten that if I didn't try. Like you would still rather have that good grade from trying than have a worse grade. Gradually, I learned to love myself for who I am, for my strengths and weaknesses, but most of all, for embracing that, you know what? Yes, I am that try hard. And guess what? Embracing who I am has led me to my dream life I have today. That's why in this video, we're going to break free from comparison and start celebrating the incredible person that you already are. Let's go. You know what I said? Oh, she's so pretty at the beginning? What if instead it's, wow, she's so pretty. Turn, into wow. Reframe comparison as inspiration. Joe, the genius, was also my friend, so when he achieved something cool, I would try to be the friend that I would want. I showed amazement and genuine happiness for him. Then Joe would reciprocate and show his support toward me. This makes everyone happier because humans are actually hardwired to reciprocate others' actions. I let successful people inspire me, and I try to be an inspiration to others as well. That's also why my philosophy is to be generous and help other people, because when you don't feel the need to gatekeep, you will also feel less comparison and competition. Some people may actually say to change comparison into motivation, but I think that's toxic, and here's why. Like I explained in this podcast episode about inspiration and motivation, when you're motivated, you might use someone else as the goal to aspire to. So if you see a guy at the gym with ripped biceps, you might use him as motivation to be like,
oh my gosh, I need ripped biceps too.
But that's actually comparing yourself by believing that what he has is exactly what you need too. Instead, you want to be amazed and inspired to create your own form of fitness in your own body, not jealous like you want what they have specifically. When everyone cool out there is just like another inspiration to pin to your Pinterest board, you will feel more driven and you will thus be using everything to your advantage because you think, if they can do that, I can do this too. To stop comparing yourself, you have to fix other parts of your life outside of the comparison. You have to get in the habit of putting yourself first. For example, many times in high school, it just seemed like everyone is going to that football game tonight. Like me, you might feel tempted and have FOMO, the fear of missing out. But I decided to choose my own well-being and my values of getting good grades, staying fit, and sleeping enough, all over going to that football game. When you choose to put yourself first and then you get a great grade that you feel so proud of yourself for, that gives a positive feedback loop. This will make you choose the actions that put yourself first even more because these decisions lead to a reward. And now instead you will feel JOMO, the joy of missing out. Embracing JOMO builds trust with yourself so you care less about what other people are doing in general. You are your own best friend. I think it's super important to remember that comparison is not just a surface level activity. When you do that, you are actually decreasing your trust in yourself. If you're always looking at other people instead of absorbed in your own life, you will find it harder to stick to the commitments on your to-do list. That's because you're constantly betraying yourself by inviting strangers into your mental space.
Get out of my head! Get out of my head!
When they could care less or they don't even know you exist. And that's why JOMO is the perfect shield to protect your energy. You also need to protect your safety because you know what else infiltrates our lives? Hackers and internet scammers. You, watching this video right now on the internet. If you don't have a VPN, you are in danger. Thanks NordVPN for sponsoring this portion so I can keep making helpful videos for my A-team. I have been recommending useful study resources, but so many of you comment that they're not available in your country. With NordVPN, you can use one click and connect to another country's network, finally accessing any study tool you want. Now, imagine your privacy is like Hogwarts. Greedy corporations and hackers are like Death Eaters trying to take over Hogwarts. But Dumbledore and the other powerful wizards, I need my wand for this. But Dumbledore and the other powerful wizards, they're like NordVPN and cast spells in the form of Threat Protection Pro and Dark Web Monitor to keep the Death Eaters out. I've even gotten a fake message pretending to be from my boss and I nearly fell for it. This is called phishing, and Threat Protection Pro will recognize dangerous links and warn you. Also, I've gotten notifications that my accounts have been hacked and my passwords leaked all over the internet. It's so scary, but after using NordVPN, my accounts are now protected. With so much on your mind, you don't want internet safety to be another worry. You can try NordVPN risk-free, where if you don't like it, within 30 days, you can get all of your money back. Protect yourself with NordVPN now using my link here, or it's linked in the description. Have you ever thought,
I wish I had her life. I wish I was as smart as him.
maybe you've considered,
What if I could just switch bodies with that person?
but see, that's dangerous. That is very dangerous. You know why? Because you have absolutely no idea what issues are going on in their life. You don't know the heartbreaks they're going through, the losses, emotional turmoil. These are all beneath the surface. Because how much of the surface is real? You have to understand that you would not risk switching with someone else's life because there are just far too many unknowns. You're already aware of the things going on in your life and you can control yourself. So feel comfort in knowing yourself. You already have so many experiences, skills, and knowledge that equip you to boss exactly the life you have right now. Speaking of your experiences, you should acknowledge your wins no matter how big or small. Instead of New Year's resolutions, self-improvement, always focusing on what you can be doing better, let's write down all of your successes from the past year first. This is your own yearbook. When I see successful people on the internet, sometimes I fall into a rabbit hole of thinking that I'm just not good enough. But with my yearbook, I'll remember, for example, that 2020 is the year that I met the love of my life and I finally started recovering from ED. 2021 is when I graduated from Caltech and started my first job. And 2023 is when I took the leap to move to New York. And I was brave enough to make new friends and go to events alone, which increased my confidence in myself. Of all the areas in our lives, none shape our behavior, health, and happiness as much as our environment. My dad, who is a very wise man, has told me so many times about how essential, how crucial your environment is. To combat comparison and feelings of inadequacy, create an environment of gratitude. Go to your following list on any social media platform and unfollow people who make you feel bad about yourself. Don't follow picture-perfect people on Instagram or vloggers with picture-perfect lives on YouTube. Instead, follow people who inspire you and who show you their struggles as a human being. Listen to their stories. Hear the advice of those who show you they're human, with human insecurities and failures. Also, spend time with people and activities that light you up. When I was playing tennis with my super chill, no drama friends, I was so present and grateful for what I had that it was just silly to consider comparing my life to someone else's. Comparison is a thief of joy, and when you bask in the presence of loving people and hobbies that make you happy, you will not let comparison steal that away from you. An environment of gratitude also includes treating those around you like a team and do teamwork, hence why I named our community the A-Team. Like, you all are so kind and supportive to each other in the comments. Definitely keep doing that. You're truly making the world a better place. But remember, be that kind and compassionate to yourself as well.
So, yeah, Amy, that's all good and all, but what happened to you and Genius Joe?
So, you might have already heard this, but Stanford was my dream school. I pulled out all the stops. I even started my own summer math camp. And I even invited Joe to do that with me to also boost his resume, hoping it would be a win-win. At the end, Joe got into Stanford and I didn't. He was the chosen one. Comment if you got that reference. But in the end, it didn't matter because that was never my destiny. My destiny is going to Caltech, being inspired to make vlogs about our school, which is like Hogwarts, and now inspiring you to live your A+ life. Remember that you have your own destiny. The more you compare your destiny to someone else's, the farther you run away from what's meant to be yours. So let's kick off the self-love and do quit comparison by doing this exercise. In the comments, share something cool, big or small, that you have achieved recently. This is awesome because it kicks off the to-dos like make your own yearbook and to create an environment of gratitude, because this is like team bonding. Please note that even today, I still fall into the trap of comparing myself. It's all too easy on social media where everything everyone is doing is online. And especially because I can't escape it since social media is literally my way to reach and help people. And I'm over here spending 3 months on a video that's 22 minutes long, but it doesn't reach and help as many people as I would like. It's incredibly demoralizing, but the only thing I can do is to keep trying. By the way, it's this video. It's the best video I've ever made, so please, A-team, please watch it and support. Anyway, that is all to say, I'm still constantly applying all of the advice I shared today. I'm not just someone lecturing at you to do that. Think of me more like a big sister on this journey with you together. We're all in this together. Alright, remember to protect yourself with NordVPN using this link, or it's in the description. Great job today. Keep shining like the diamond you are. And love you. Inadequacy. Why does that not sound like a word now? I was saying that right, but I just said it so many times that doesn't sound like a word anymore. And feelies. Cannot speak.